Hey guys, Fate here. This will be a video on how to get unlimited wood and other resources in Starbound. I'll be covering how not only to duplicate resources in the world, but also what you have in your inventory. So I'm going to begin. I created a new character just to show you could do this in the very start of the game. So let's start here. I've already made a stone axe for myself, just to speed things up a little bit for this video. Jump back into the world here, and let's see. Actually, jump back. What you want to do before we do anything with the world is you want to take note of the coordinates, your XY coordinates. That'll be important later when we want to start manipulating with the files that we want to mess around with. So take note of those XY coordinates, write it down somewhere, keep it for reference for later on. I'm going to jump back down. Let's just get some wood somewhere. So just to show you we could do this at the very start, I'm going to delete all my wood that I had from my previous session. I'm going to just go from the very start just like this. So we're going to get a couple more trees just to show that we can make those trees quote unquote grow back. Okay, so get those trees there, and I'm not sure if that mob is neutral or not, so I'm just gonna bash them away like that. I'm gonna knock these two trees here. Put the wood here. Get that other one here. Stupid mob. Let's knock down this other tree here. Now that we got all the wood here, I think that's enough wood. We'll jump back to our ship and let's see how much wood that we have. If I could find where my wood is. Okay, just to show you, I don't have anything in my inventory. My safe. Where did my wood go? Oh yeah, the hot bar there. Okay, so that's all the wood that we created. Just so you know. Yep, all that wood there. I think what I'm gonna do now is save and quit. Now we're gonna jump into where Starbound is installed. In my case, I installed it via Steam, so this will be where I installed it. And for this tutorial, we're gonna take a look at two folders: the player folder and the universe folder. The player folder is where all your player information is kept, and the universe folder is where all the worlds that you've visited are also kept in. So for this part, we're going to look into the universe folder. And for here in this folder, we're going to sort by the date modified descending order so that the world that we last visited should be at the very top. We're only going to mess with the world files here. So to check that you have the right file, I've highlighted here. You can also check the file name. If you notice at the beginning, it says alpha, which is where the world sector is located at, and you'll also notice that the two numbers that follow it are the coordinates that I told you to keep track of. Let's see, the other two numbers, I'm not too sure what those are. The 6 and that negative number, they could be seeds. I wasn't I didn't look too much into it, but I'm pretty sure that this is the file that we want to take note of. What we want to do now is delete this file. By deleting this file, when we jump back into the game will recreate this world. So for any worlds that you want to save in, any worlds that you have a home in, you do not want to do this method. But for any worlds that you don't care about, that you just want to farm for mostly wood or resources, go ahead and delete this file, and we want to jump back into the game. Don't worry, don't be scared. I'll hold your hand. Again, if you have a home in here, you do not want to delete this world. But if you don't care about this world, go ahead and delete it. So we're going to jump back into the game now after we delete our file here. Jump back into the character. And you notice that, oh no, the world's not here. Oh my god. That is because you notice there, the game is recreating it. So in the world, the file now has been recreated. We have our wood from our previous session. And if we jump back into the world, notice that the trees are back to normal. They have came back. That is because the game has reverted back to the world like we first jumped into it. So that is how you could get unlimited wood, unlimited resources, coal, etc. Yeah, that'll work for anything that you want to find on this world. Let's see, yep, those are the 2 trees that we also farmed last time. This method will also apply to later in-game. So when you're in the later sectors, like your gamma sector and the X sector, where you'll find all that delicious ore, all that rare ore, you could dupe it that way. And you notice that we've increased our wood count. Pretty cool, huh? For the next part of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to dupe all of the items in your inventory now instead of the world. So for this part of the tutorial, we're going to look into of course we're going to save and quit. And for this time, we're going to jump into the player folder. Each player that you create will consist of a unique ID and will also be composed of 3 files: the metadata file, your player file, and the ship world file. You want to copy these files into another folder, like a backup folder of some sort. If you notice in my previous snapshot, I had a player underscore back file folder. That is the folder that I created to back up all my files into. So after you're done doing that, copying all your files into the backup folder, you can jump back into the game. And in order to, duplicate all the items that you want in your inventory, we're going to need a container. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a crate that I used from from the wooden table shown here. Again, you could create these from the crafting table. If you search here, crate. Again, you can use either the larger wooden, doesn't matter. So if you want to dupe more, you can use the large one. You'll get a stack of 16. And if I could jump into the world correctly, what we want to do now is we're going to take the container that we created, plop it into the world. And for all the items that we want to dupe our inventory, say like the wood that we've harvested from our last session, we're going to move all this wood into the container as shown there. We're going to close it. And again, we're going to save and quit. And from this point on, after quitting the game, you're going to move all the files that you had from your backup folder back into the player folder. What this will do is it'll revert your character prior to when you moved all of this stuff into that container. Now the cool thing about it is the items that you've duped are in the world folder, if I can speak correctly. So by reverting your player files back, not only that you'll have your items in the world folder that you've duped, but also you'll get your items back into the player when you restore it. We'll just show it here. Enough of this stuttering. Let's jump back in here. So all the items that we duped, they're in the world right now, and you notice there I have all the wood that I had prior to when I moved all this stuff in. So we're gonna jump back. There's the container, and that's all the wood that we moved in. So essentially, we've doubled our amount of wood that we've harvested using this method. Neat thing about this, again, this will work anytime in the game, beginning, the end. So if you have any items that you want to dupe, boss summons, boss drops, weapons, guns, you could all use this method. I think this will be the end of it. Thanks guys for watching. Hope this will help you. Hope you cheat your way through Starbound. This I think will resolve the wood issue until we get seeds or whatnot, assuming that's coming. Okay guys, this is Fate signing off. Hope to see you guys next time. All right, see ya.